Well, hey there. This video is for you if you are a Zazzle designer who is potentially a stay-at-home mom or maybe just a Zazzle designer in general, but wants to work on Zazzle and understand why your designs aren't selling and how to fix it. And in this video, we are going to be featuring and talking about one of our clients who actually is a stay-at-home mom who has now actually transitioned into a full-time stay-at-home mom because she's made her Zazzle business work for her. My name is Jennifer Clarke, and this is my mother, Elke Clarke, and her and I are coaches and mentors. We're a mother-daughter team, and we work together to help people make money online with Zazzle, helping them create profitable businesses to earn money online passively. And this video is for you if you want to learn a little bit more about why your Zazzle designs aren't selling and how to fix it, and also maybe relate to one of our clients who her name is Lorena, who's a stay-at-home mom who really wanted to make stay-at-home mom be her priority while also adding additional income into her family.
And by the way, like maybe we should do this and put it right in the comments, but we have interviewed her actually several times. And yeah, she's just really a good role model for anyone who who's like managing a lot of kids and a business and a job, and
Yeah.
and still striving for her dream, which is to support herself with her online business. And luckily, she and I and Jen met each other back in the day when we first started our courses to teach people how we made money on the Zazzle platform. And she has just flourished ever since because of the training and help that we've given her. And that's just like, we're not sales pitching here. It's just that, sometimes you have this dream and you just really want to get it done, but you don't know exactly how to do it. So she was juggling so many different things and trying so many different things. And finally, she realized that this was the way to go. And at first, she actually thought Zazzle was her thing, but her designs weren't selling. And
Mhm.
so that didn't mean that she wasn't capable, because now truly she is. However, back then, she made that assumption because her designs weren't selling. So that's the first message we want to make loud and clear, is that your current results are not, your future results. It's only your current results are based on what you would have currently in your skill sets and your knowledge. So let's listen into all the things that we want to talk about with Lorena.
Yeah, well, her desire, which you probably can relate to, is earning money while caring for your family, being able to stay at home, take care of your kids, take them to school, go to practices and games, make them lunches, all the things that go along with motherhood and childhood. So earn money at the same time while doing all of those things and creating special memories with your children. And so her desire was to do that. And unfortunately, when, like Elka mentioned, when she first started out online with Zazzle, there was a little bit of a struggle for her to like step into her earning and also be solidifying her income, because she was also juggling a 9 to 5 corporate job while taking care of 4 kids and also starting an online business. And so that struggle of her seeing results on Zazzle at the beginning was, worrisome for her. And her desire was definitely earning money while caring for her family, but she couldn't 100% be a stay-at-home mom at the beginning because she had to make that transition and understand how she could solidify those earnings on Zazzle. And so the way that she fixed that was actually, first of all, coming into our coaching program and learning from us, understanding certain things from even our free advice as well. We had a blog and our YouTube channel, etc., and understanding that she needed to make certain products in her store to create a bulk of inventory in order to obtain a certain amount of income. Because clearly, if you want to replace a certain income, let's say 6 figures, and make $5,000 to $10,000 a month, then you need to have a certain amount of products in your store. And that doesn't happen overnight. We're not making any income claims, and we're not saying that you can make $5,000 tomorrow. What we're saying is that you have to understand, if you have a certain goal, how do you build up your inventory in order for you to sell those amounts of things and get the income coming in? And so for her fix, who actually end up being a stay-at-home mom now, which we'll get into in a minute, she's 100% full-time stay-at-home mom, was understanding how much inventory she needed to put in her store and also creating certain products that sold well within specific niches. And that also then ties into her frustration during this process, which was lack of sales, because she didn't see very much money coming in at the beginning, and there'd be, ups and downs, and then non-consistent months, and then, lower sales, higher sales. And how could she fix that? So she understood that she really needed to do intentional research for her products and serve a customer's need, not just make random products and hope for the best, but do the research and have a proper proven business plan, because that way it gave her the guided path, right? And that's how she fixed that frustration for those lack of sales.
I just want to jump in here too, and I don't want to miss this point, but the frustration isn't just sales, right? Because you'd be happy if you had the sales doing all that work. But what Lorena was doing too is like, I don't even know how she did it, because literally woke up at like 3 a.m, started working on her Zazzle
Yeah, that's
business.
right.
Then she did her family stuff. Then she went to work. Then and I was like, there's no time for sleep in your schedule. And I think that then made it even more frustrating that the sales weren't coming in to justify all this sacrifice, right? And so one of the things we taught her was time management and how to
Mhm.
make sure that within this sort of structured framework that we teach, that you can actually get the results, even though we can't make any income claims, but then you can easily work at a certain time, like in a certain time frame or in a certain number of hours per month, and still get the results to some degree, because I can't make any income claims. Always have to say that, but it allowed Lorena literally to go from scrambling, making and doing a lot of things, like making products, doing a lot of tries, to being very focused, very intentional, very structured and non-negotiable, right? Like less hours, and therefore the sales had to happen in those hours, i.e., the things that she made to sell were actually more probability. There's more probability that they would be selling, right? So
Mhm.
with that attitude, you right away lose the frustration, because you're literally targeting with the best advice and the best framework to get the best results, even though it's going to take time and it would build over time if it
Mhm.
worked, right? Okay, so yeah, I want to lose that.
No, that's a very good point. So much sacrifice, like you said, putting in the hard work and not seeing the results. And that's a huge frustration. And thankfully, Lorena didn't give up, because a lot of people would just throw in the towel and say, no, thank you. I'm just fine staying in my corporate job. I have that structure, and then I'll figure out how to, take care of my kids and put them to babysitters and stuff. But she woke up, I forgot about that. She literally woke up at like 3 o'clock in the morning and then did that. That was her like quiet time that she said that she could focus the most, because nobody was awake and the house was quiet. And yeah, she's just a trooper. The next one is dreams. Obviously, she had a dream of the freedom to work on her own schedule, because she has so many kids, and all under the age of, I mean, they're older now because we've been working with Lorena for a while, but at this point in time, I'm pretty sure they were all under the age of 10, and they have, everyone's waking up really early. They're going to, different types of schools at different age levels and different sports activities and all these things. And so clearly she wanted to have this dream of working on her own schedule. Like we said, she clearly doesn't want to wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning every single morning for the rest of her life and then fit that time slot in. She wants to be able to work when she wants to work, and then also have the time to look after her kids. And since she was so structured about it, and also came into our coaching program and did the work and put in the effort, she now has the ability to work on her own schedule. But previously it was quite hard, and the way that she figured out how to do that was figuring out like time management, like Elke said, coming into our program and understanding how to work within a certain time and say, I only have this amount of hours per week. How can I get the most effective work done in that time period? Because if you spend hours and hours and hours doing absolutely nothing and think that you're doing hard work and not seeing the results, then clearly you're going to get frustrated. So she knew that she needed to concentrate on certain action steps within certain time periods so that she could get the work done effectively, right?
But this is also why we like Zazzle so much, because you don't have to do the work at like a very specific time of the
Yeah.
day. Like, even Instagram, you have to, I mean, sure, now there's posting programs, but like literally, like it's not dependent on you posting a product at 3 o'clock in the afternoon in
Yeah.
order for it to work. You have a huge window during which you can work, and it then fits in your own schedule, and it's very flexible, so you don't have to do it every time of this, like every day at the same time, or even every week at the same time, just because, yeah, Jen and I, we've got it down now to about 4 hours a month, let alone 20 hours a month, which is what we teach our clients. But the real thing is like you can even go a couple of months without doing work if you've got your store set up properly. And that's what happened to so many of our clients, where all of a sudden they got sick, or they had a family member they had to take care of, or they took an extended holiday, which I love that part too. So
Yeah. And the next one and last one is fears. So clearly, having big dreams and goals come with a little bit of hesitation and fears associated with them. And Lorena's fear was not being able to be creative enough in terms of competing creatively, or not having designs that sell. And clearly, she did come into our coaching program. So the one big aspect that helped her and allowed her to learn and improve was coming and giving her products to us for critiquing. So she would give, feedback of her results, or so her products, and then they take those results and then implement them and feel a little bit better in her shoes. But then also allowing herself to play and have fun on the Zazzle platform, because when she initially started out, she is an artist by trade. Like, she's done a lot of other things like watercolor and graphic design, but she really took to heart adding those elements of her own personal unique style and artistry into her work on Zazzle and her products on Zazzle. And now if you go into her Instagram account, it's just absolutely beautiful, because you see her painting in her kitchen, and then all these really cool creative processes that she adds to her elements on the Zazzle platform for her products to post for sale. And having her be able to play and have fun and be creative actually allowed her to be creative enough and also compete, because she's a unique designer in her own right? She's not, competing with other people who are buying the same graphics, etc. And this is obviously not for everybody. You don't have to be an artist to sell on Zazzle. It's just really neat to see the transition of the fears that, Lorena had, and like her progress of how she's been able to step into her own element and now call herself a full-time designer and entrepreneur. Because recently, in the last year, she ended up quitting her 9-to-5 job and now is a full-time online entrepreneur using the Zazzle platform and other platforms to make money online to support her family and take care of her kids.
I love that so much. I love good ending stories. The other thing I wanted to point out is, like, because you said she's a graphic designer. Yeah, she even helped like design like really cool designs for big corporations.
Mm-hmm.
However, and we've had this happen many times, where graphic designers go like, this is going to be easy. I'm just going to go into Zazzle and make a whole bunch of stuff, because I've already done it for my job, my corporate job, or my contract work as a graphic designer, and then it totally fails, right? And it's not uncommon. Why? Because Zazzle's a different beast, and like print on demand is a different beast. It's different than what you're used to when you got a brief and it said you have to do this and this and create it in this color or whatever. Because, and this is what Lorena has suffered from as well, is just like too much choice. And while she's having like that issue and working through that, she thinks, well, it's still like it's not good enough. And so there's these opposing things happening, where she realized that she just needed to trust in her own creativity and her own abilities. But in our coaching program, we have a very extensive module that talks about how you can design for the platform, and like to put your designs specifically on the products that are available. That's a different learning skill set, right? It's not, I know how to make a graphic. It's like, how is like making that choice of, is that graphic good for that product? Is that graphic going to deliver for the product on that, for the customer that you're intending it to sell it to? Things like that are, like, and it's not just graphics, right? It's also text and photo templates, etc. So there's a lot of decision making, and if you're not used to the decision making, it can you're maybe making decisions that are not as well informed. Let's say it's not that you're not good at it; it's just that you haven't been practicing how to make well-informed decisions to create those products that are going to sell. And so you take the lack of sales and you right away go like, I'm not good enough. And it's
Mm-hmm.
like, no, you're definitely good enough. You're great at designing. You're great at being creative. But the problem is you're just not skilled yet on how to use that creativity on the platform to equate to sales.
Mm-hmm.
So
And
yeah.
that, to wrap up, if you are in that, situation where you want to learn how to make money online with Zazzle, you have yet to start, or maybe you have started but you don't really know very much, we have some really great resources for you. So there is a great downloadable with 150 trending niches and designs to help you with your Zazzle journey to finding out your niche. And then also a 3-day mini challenge to help you set up your store, post your first product for sale, and also learn about promotion. Those links are in the description of this video. Both of those are absolutely free. All you have to do is put in your email. And for anyone who doesn't know, Zazzle is actually free to start. So you can open an account and a store and start posting products for sale absolutely free. So there's no harm in trying, no harm in understanding a little bit more on how you can potentially change your future. If Lorena hadn't decided to stick with it, or even had come across Zazzle, she might be in a completely different position right now. We don't know, but she's been able to quit her 9-to-5 corporate job and now consider herself a full-time online entrepreneur and take care of her kids. And so if that's not an inspiration for you, I don't know what is. So make sure that you click those links in the description, and we will see you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.
Bye.